Welcome traders. In this video, we're going to go over today's price action. We are currently looking at the ES chart, and the time frame that I'm using is the 2000 tick chart, which is very similar to the 1 minute. The only other indicator I use is the EMA, and I use it for confirmation entries as well. It's an indicator if prices, for example, here are holding up above it, we have a nice bullish trend. So I started by zooming out and examining the pre-market structure, and as you can see, we have a consistency of higher highs and higher lows. And I started looking for the bottom pivot, and I wanted to fit it geometrically with the trend in the direction of it. So as you can see here, we have a nice confirmation push, and it fits pretty good aligning with the EMA. Now, if we look at the market open, we did have one trade here, but as you guys know, when the market does open, we have a bit of volatility, so it's good to avoid it, and I like to wait about 5 or 10 minutes for the volatility to settle down. Now, as you can see, we are only looking to take longs as long as we are within this uptrend. If we do break this trend, let's say we broke it down here and we made a new high, then we pause to look to go long. But as long as we're within this channel, we will continue looking for long setups at the EMA. I made a video specifically explaining how I enter and the confirmations that I use. So as you can see here off the open, we had a new high, first entry, pullback, second entry, and we ended up pushing back a little bit under the EMA, but we had a nice strong double trap. This was a pretty big candle. Recently, the candles have been pretty big in size, so you would have to enter doing a limit order. But regardless, this was 2 minutes at the open, so I did skip it. And then we continued trending higher. We had another setup over here, which was another amazing double trap. We had a downtrend in play, as you can see. A little mini correction. We broke, made a new low. We triggered lower out of this congestion, lower than all these candles with a nice bullish engulfment. This was a trade that I entered. It was about 4 minutes before the news, but it wasn't high impact news, so I took the risk of taking it, and I ended up getting a nice 6-point scalp out of this. Does it mean we stop looking to go longs? No, we haven't broken under this trend line, so we can continue looking for long opportunities. Now, once this trend line broke, I did expect prices to test a new high, but it didn't. And just a rule of thumb, what I like to do is I like to get the Fibonacci retracement. It's pretty simple. Start it from the lowest point to the highest point. Now, if we pass the 60% retracement, then we can forget about going long and for prices to make a new high. But as long as we're above it, I will still have a bullish bias and I will be looking for long opportunities. So, and I do avoid looking to take shorts because, the whole day we're trading up. So, it's a weaker trend if you're looking to, reverse or short the market. So what we want to do is we want to wait for the mini corrections to play out. So we had a downtrend working lower, break, new low. Once we had a break under, I was looking for a reversal pattern, a failed second entry short, which we didn't have, which is totally fine. We ended up making a new high. And what do we expect? We expect prices to make a new high since this uptrend broke. Um, the only thing I did find, because I was looking for a second entry long, but I couldn't find it. This formed below it, as you can see. So the only thing I could find was this failed second entry short. Counting from this low, we have a new low, first entry short failure, pullback, second entry short failure. Now, if this red candle here had been green and closed above EMA, I would have taken it. But since the second candle did, we would have had to take a double bar entry, and this was a pretty big candle, so the risk reward wasn't there. I think it was about, let's count, it was about 7-point candle. So if it reversed a little lower or we had a higher low confirmation, I would have taken it, but we didn't, and we ended up pushing and making a new high. And if you zoom out, and I mentioned this, the market moves in pairs of two. So we had one leg, we had a bit of a consolidation, second leg. Now, if this was a regular market, I would have paused looking to go long, but remember the bigger picture. We have a big uptrend here that we expect a new high to be made, which we haven't gotten. We're still above the 60% retracement, so we expect a new high to be made. So I'm still looking for a long opportunity. We just have to respect the mini corrections and wait till they play out. And as you can see here, we corrected. For this downtrend, we broke. We made a new low. After we made a new low, same thing. I'm looking for a reversal pattern. I'm looking for a failed second entry short above EMA. We didn't have that. We ended up getting a nice spike in a channel. As you can see, I aligned it with the candlesticks. Once this occurred, I was looking for a second entry long. Counting from this high, we have first entry long, pullback, second entry long, but the problem is it formed below EMA. So what I was looking for was a higher low above EMA, which is initially a candle that pushes above EMA, triggers lower than the previous candle, and closes back above. We didn't get that here, and we ended up pushing higher and making a new high. And that was basically it. And then we had a market close. But as you guys can see, how the market respects price action, and how even though we had a super long consolidation throughout the day, market still respected the trend, and we ended up making a new high. As you can see here, we made a new high, and I wrote it out for you guys. So that's how important price action is, and how the market respects it. If And it can happen where we can get a strong reversal, but as long as you're not retracing below the 60% mark, you are not really breaking lower and lower, having consistent lower lows or higher lows. As you can see here, it's almost like we had a bit of a support that held multiple times, and we're just looking for confirmations entries. So the only trade I did take was the double trap around this area. This was a great bar as well, but the only issue, it was about 1 minute after the bell rang, so we want to wait till that volatility settles. And other than that, it was a pretty simple price action day. If you're patient and you wait for the right setup, you can catch a quick trade, um, 30 to an hour after the open, and you could just be done for the day. I do usually stay on a little longer, especially when we have a nice trend working and nice price action. Um, but other than that, this was the price action we had today. Pretty simple rules. I like it when it's simple. We had an uptrend that needed a new high. We consolidated a bit. We finally got it, and then the market closed. So I'll be posting market recaps every other day. And if you guys haven't already, subscribe and follow my channel so you guys can learn more. And if you guys are beginners here, check out the first couple videos I did that are for beginners, because if you're just seeing this as a first video, it might seem like a lot. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.